Hello everyone, this is Jim Nix from nomadicpursuits.com, and in this video we'll be talking about warming up your photo. There's a number of different ways and tools and filters that are in Aurora HDR 2018 that allow you to warm up a photo and create that more vibrant sunset look, and we'll walk through some of those ideas now. The first thing I'd probably do with this photo, which is a 3 exposure HDR, is give it a little bit of contrast, a little bit of HDR enhance, just to give it a little bit more of that pop. Maybe even bring up smart tone just a tiny bit. Very minor tweaks just to get the tones a little bit more to my liking. Now, the traditional way to warm up a photo, of course, is to come over here to the temperature slider and drag that to the right. As you can see, that just takes the entire photo more to the kind of yellow spectrum. It does work, although it's not my preferred way to do it. I would probably come in and do some tweaks where I play a little bit of temperature and tint game, where I sort of bounce them off of each other, use them both. Maybe come in here with color, add a little bit of vibrance and saturation. You can also use in the HSL filter, you can maybe bump up the yellows, maybe even the oranges, just to give that a little more saturation. And again, that's working towards a warmer sort of look overall. Now, personally, I don't really like the look that I have so far. So here's what I would do. I would actually come in and, believe it or not, to warm up the photo, I would actually take the saturation, the temperature slightly to the left. And that's because I want to create a warmer photo, but I want to create it as sort of a counterbalance by using the temperature. So I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but let me just show you what I would do. So I've done that where I take the temperature slightly left, but I move the tint to the right. And I'll come into color, I'll bump up the vibrance and the saturation a little bit, and then I'm going to go into HSL, same thing I was doing before, and bump up the oranges and yellows a little bit. And one of the reasons I do this is because if I've also used the temperature slider to the right and made it warm, and then when I start adding some of these other adjustments, it just becomes too yellowy orange and too warm overall. So I think it's looking really good, but the last thing that I would do is go into color toning. And what it does, it allows you to add warmth or color changes to the highlights separate from the shadows. Now the hue is already set kind of in the red. I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to drag this saturation slightly to the right. And you can see what I'm doing is in the highlights, which by the way is pretty much just the sky, I'm getting a lot more of that warmer hue. You can change this slightly to change the hue and continue moving that. If you want to add a little bit to the shadows as well, you can do that. And let me show you what we've accomplished here. There's the before and there's the after. It's giving you a warmer look overall, and I think a nice balance of tones without overdoing the total yellow look of a temperature adjustment with just this slider here. That's how I would do it, but the bottom line is there's a number of ways to achieve a warmer sort of golden look to your photo. Temperature and tint work great. Color, saturation, and vibrance work great. Using the HSL filter is excellent, and I'm also a big fan of using color toning to really enhance those tones overall. And let me show you the before and after. You can see the before, where the tones are a little bit washed out. Now this is a single exposure, the middle exposure from a bracket set, but a lot of the warmth is gone from that, and I think we brought back some nice color. Looking at it now, I actually might take the tint down a little bit. I don't want to overdo the purple. So I've reduced that slightly. You can also do similar adjustments here in the HSL filter with the purple and magenta sliders. But bottom line, there's a lot of tools at your disposal. Take advantage of them, experiment, and there's a lot of ways to warm up a photo and really give it a nice kick of color and warmth. And that's some fun stuff in Aurora HDR 2018. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time.